guys, how are we? And greetings from a sunny but 7-degree and chilly Ibiza. Firstly, a quick introduction for any newcomers to the channel. My name's Nick. I'm originally from Grimsby in the UK, but I've been lucky enough to live in Ibiza for almost 20 years now. Usually my vlogs are about the island of Ibiza, but this one's going to be a little bit different, and I'm going to focus on what it takes to travel back to the UK from Spain in the current COVID climate. Some of you may be thinking about making this trip. You may be a little bit worried or a little bit apprehensive, but fingers crossed everything will go to plan in this vlog and I will make it back to the UK in time for Christmas. And hopefully this vlog may help some of you out there as well. But one thing I do have to show you, which is quite a rarity here in Ibiza, is it is a cold day today. It was 7 degrees as I was coming down, and we have mist in San Antonio Bay. I hope you can all see that.
The rules around travelling into the UK have been tightened again in a bid to control the spread of the new Omicron variant of COVID.
We're not going to stop people travelling, but we will require anyone who enters the UK to take a PCR test by the end of the second day after their arrival and to self-isolate until they have a negative result.
When I originally booked this flight, there were very few restrictions in place. In fact, all I needed to do was to book in a lateral flow antigen test to complete within 48 hours of arriving back in the UK. I had to complete a passenger locator form, and then all I had to do was get on the plane and fly back to the UK. And only a few weeks ago, I did make a vlog about direct flights from Ibiza to the UK in the winter, and I will just put the link up above now if anybody wants to watch that after this vlog. But since making that vlog, travel requirements have changed, and they have changed big time. Hey, how are you? Was the vaccination. So due to having COVID last year, I was only required to have one vaccination to be classed as being fully vaccinated under the Spanish vaccination program. This was initially accepted by the UK, but then it was decided that 2 doses were required, and it had to be required, and you had to have the 2 doses at least 14 days before flying back from Spain into the UK. And this news only came 17 days before I was due to travel. And at the time, the health services in Spain were not offering second vaccinations to people of my vaccination status. But thankfully, after a few phone calls and an explanation that I needed it to travel back to the UK for Christmas, they managed to book me in for my second vaccination, and that was 15 days before I was due to travel. VIP lounge at the airport like I did last time, but they don't have any food available, or they have snacks. The hot food is not available till 12:30, which is a little bit late for my flight, so I've decided to come in this bar, O'Leary's. I'm sure many of you have been in here before. I've gone for a huge bocadillo, a pint of beer, so if ever you find yourself in Ibiza airport, this is a good place to go. And the next change was that after entering the UK, you need to have a PCR test within 48 hours of arrival, and that you have to quarantine until you get that negative test result back. And I thought, that's not a problem, I can deal with that. I can spend the following day editing and uploading this vlog, and the test results can take up to 48 hours to come back. Fingers crossed they come back sooner, because in 72 hours I'm supposed to be heading to Nottingham for a concert. And just to add that all these rules that I'm saying are if you're fully vaccinated. If you're not fully vaccinated, then you have to have a PCR test on day 2 and also on day 8 when you arrive back to the UK, and you have to quarantine throughout. And the third major change for me, and the part of the process which I have to do first, is that it's now required to take a COVID test within 48 hours of arriving back into the UK. But thankfully, this doesn't have to be a PCR test, and it can be a lateral flow or antigen test. So I've booked myself into this clinic here in San Antonio, Ibiza. The test cost €40 and the results are guaranteed back within an hour. That was pretty straightforward, all done in and out in less than 5 minutes. Just asked for my IDs, then did the antigen test. So within an hour I should have the results. And I do hope the test results are negative, not only so I can go back to England, but otherwise this vlog is going to be a lot shorter than I expected. While I'm in San Antonio, I'm going to go get a coffee and hopefully the results will come back through. But for those of you that know San Antonio and the town, let me just show you what's going on with the West End quickly. Construction site. $10 o'clock, so that's just over 1 hour gone. No email, no results, but no news is good news. 2 hours passed and no email. I was starting to get a little bit worried, so I went back into the clinic. They said that they sent me an email 45 minutes after I had the test, but I never received it. But good news, it came back negative, so England, here I come. Okay guys, back to the airport. And I've got to say, I am very impressed with this British Airways flight. It's only the second time I've been on it, but very good. You get plenty of leg room. I've got an aisle to myself, and you also get a chicken Caesar sandwich, a muffin, and some water. The drinks are just coming around now. You can have alcohol, tea, coffee, whatever you want. Nice one, BA. If you can come out to Ibiza, this is the flight to come out on. Arrived in a grey and chilly London City airport. In order for me to get my PCR results as fast as possible and to end the quarantine as quick as possible, I've booked myself into the PCR testing clinic here at London City Airport. It's a small airport and I can see it just over there. I have 3.5 hours to wait until my train leaves from King's Cross, so I thought this was the best way to use the time. So as I was saying, I was a little bit rushed earlier. I booked myself in to have the PCR test as soon as I was landing here at London City Airport. They have a walk-in centre that you do have to book in advance. The actual cost ended up being about £52, and that was with a 20% discount code that I found online. But yeah, they do have these walk-in centres at most of the UK airports, and I thought that would be the quickest way to get my PCR test results back and end quarantine as soon as possible. Okay guys, now it's a race across London. I've got a few hours before my train leaves from London's King's Cross and head up north to Grimsby. And I'm sure many of you have had those PCR tests yourselves, but if you haven't, it's really quick, really easy. It's just 5 seconds on your tonsils and then 5 seconds in each nostril. Tickles, a little bit uncomfortable, but it's worth it to be able to travel. I was last here just over 3 weeks ago, and since then the rules in the UK have changed. A lot more people are wearing the masks, especially on the public transport and in the shops, which is great because London is very busy. But for me, coming from Spain, coming from Ibiza, it's always kept like that, so nothing has changed. Okay, time to spare. I'm gonna go grab a pint and do a little bit of Christmas shopping. So flying back from Spain, traveling in general can be a little bit complicated. It can be a little bit of a mess with all the paperwork that you have to do, but it's worth it to be able to come back, see your friends and family for Christmas. Oh man, I've just arrived at Doncaster, which is the final stage of my journey. I've got another hour on the train, and the train has been cancelled, unfortunately. So I have to wait another hour and 20 minutes for the next one. So I'm not going to get home for another couple of hours. It's going to be at least 13 and a half hours since I left my apartment in Ibiza. But what can you do? With Doncaster train station being my home for the next hour, I'm going to leave the vlog there because I don't think there's going to be too many exciting things happening, and the main purpose of this vlog was to document the flight travelling back from Spain to the UK in the current COVID climate. I've tried to give the information as best I can, but it does change so quickly and so often. Please do check the airline websites and the government websites as well. So the only thing that's left me to say is thank you for watching this vlog. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you have found it of some use. Tomorrow I'm going to edit the vlog and get it uploaded while I'm on my quarantine. Fingers crossed my PCR test result will come back tomorrow and it will be negative. So, okay, thanks once again for watching. Please do hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done already, as it does help the channel, support me and help the channel grow a little bit. And the final thing I want to say is Merry Christmas to everybody, and I will see you in the new year with a new vlog.